we kind of thought it would be fun to talk about some of the jobs we had when people were cheerleading us to go through to hit our goal of our career. These are real jeans. They ain't got
no stretch in those jeans.
Those are real. Forget what those are like.
Suck it in. Go sit up straight.
Ugh, they kind of make you because they're so high-waisted.
Yep.
Feel a little 1991, like pure country right now.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. How are you?
I'm Susan.
I'm Echo.
We are two hairstylists that are here to bring you anything and everything, taboo, fashion, makeup, all the walks of life.
All the walks. That's a new one.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Today we are going to be discussing something that we get to do a lot with our job that it has nothing to do with hair or makeup or beauty. It has everything to do with we get to sometimes be the cheerleader for our clients that maybe they don't have, or just another cheerleader, a third voice outside of like, you have to say that you're my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not your mom, and we're both pretty straight shooters, so people come to trust us. So when we say like, no, you got this, you're doing good, it's not like I'm not blowing smoke anywhere. First job.
Hardee's. Well, no. Lies.
Scratch.
Taco Bell, then Hardee's. So, 16 years old. Thank you for crossing the border. I'm your border order recorder. May I take your order, please?
Did you work at Good Burger?
No, we made that up when we worked at Taco Bell. But, just being funny. Hardee's was my first fun big job because, like, in my entire crew, my senior year was my friends. And even, like, our, shift leaders, they were really young, too. So, it was such a, I don't know. We worked, but it was such a goof off.
Like a Kevin Smith movie.
Oh, basically.
Mallrats, Empire Records, Clerks.
Yep. Hey, I'll meet you in the freezer.
Kevin. Oh.
Yeah, whatever. But, So, lots of fond memories there. I left from that Hardee's. I moved to a different Hardee's because I moved in with my mom when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. Because my original plan was to go to hair school straight out of high school. But then I had my daughter in the fall rather than going to hair school. So, my plans just got pushed way to the future. So, what was your first job?
So, I worked for my parents at their restaurant starting in, third grade. So that was wonderful and good because I always could make money when I needed to make money. There was at one point in time out there a picture of me standing on a milk crate because I couldn't even get high enough to wash the dishes to get them into the big. And there's no such thing as child labor laws when it's your child.
Right.
So that was always pretty much my job going through. And then I worked at Captain Tony's Pizza.
Oh, you've mentioned that. Yep.
Yeah. Was the first time somebody employed me outside of my family.
Gotcha.
And that was horrible. Those, it was probably their late 20s stoner dudes that ran it. And I was very much so by the book. This is how you do things. And they didn't give a crap. They thought it was funny to I'm sure picking on was fine, but I couldn't eat pizza because I'm sensitive to tomato sauce. So they would come up and smear tomato sauce on me and be is this gonna cause you to they were just so immature and so ridiculous, and I pretty much felt like I was running the pizza shop. So that was I was not probably I was a really good employee. I just probably was cranky there all the time. But they probably thought that was funny.
So after I had my two oldest, Andrea and Anthony, I worked in a sewing factory.
Okay.
Yes, it was a subcontractor for a big company close to where I lived, and there was tapestry blankets that were really big at the time. They were pictures, tapestries, or whatever. They also made tapestry pillows, and that was the factory I worked at. And there was it was assembly line. So somebody cut the tapestries, somebody made the piping for the pillows, then somebody sewed the pillows together. There was a machine next to me that the guy sat there Literally, like, filling the pillows with the fiber. Filling the pillows with the fiber, okay? And then they would pile them in a big box. And either I would go get the big box or they would push it over to me. And I literally did this. I would pick the pillows up, fold it in, and sew it to close the pillow up. That's what I did for 8 hours a day. I did sew my finger one time. But yeah, that wasn't pleasant.
And the amount of time that you've been here, the amount of times that you have cut your finger pretty deep, the stories I've heard about you cutting your finger really, really deep.
Doesn't
you grabbing a hot curling iron.
Yeah.
There's zero surprise here.
Yeah. Emily, my 14-year-old, said something jokingly about getting a job at Spencer Gifts. And then light bulb went off in my head. I was like, oh my God, I forgot I worked at Spencer Gifts one year at Christmas time. Because my ex-brother-in-law worked there. He was assistant manager, and they needed help for, like, zoning, whatever you call it. All I did was walk around, straighten the shelves, and watch for shoplifters. And I just made some extra Christmas money that year. So then I worked for the video department at Ingalls, way back when we still had VHS at that time, briefly, and then it went to DVDs. Then after that is when I got my certified nursing assistant certificate. And I did do that for over a year. Certified ass wiper, because I did work in a geriatric place. But I was good. I got a promotion. I was like a trainer. So that was, whatever. I could show those girls how to wipe those asses really good. But again, so what after the pizza place?
So I actually worked at the pizza place and the check cashing place at the same time. And at the check cashing place, I worked my way up because I'm good at numbers.
Nice.
And so I became like a manager there. And I did this kind of all day, like click, 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 pulled out papers, calculator, click, 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 click. And it was boring. I mean, there was some like problem solving, which I do like. So I like numbers and such, but there was a part too where I just sat in an office all day long. And I used to love to go fill in for this one woman because she had a window in her office. I was like, oh my God, I'll take that store any day. So while I was doing that, though, I was going to school to become a nurse.
Oh,
and they took
I never knew that about you.
You'll first be a CNA, then you'll get your this, and then you'll become a registered nurse, and da-da-da. And we went around, and we walked into a room, and a large man, was naked. Oh. And I walked in, and I went, oh, I'm so sorry. We'll come back when you can get dressed. And the CNA goes, oh, no. But she was like, no, we're here to put a suppository in.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, what's a suppository? And she explained that this was going into a hole that was in that nakedness. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I'm not doing that. And she then explained that a lot of nursing wasn't what I saw George Clooney doing in ER.
No.
And so I then realized, shit, I need to find something else to do. So what did you do? Did you work through beauty school or did you get to just do beauty school?
So this is how my hair school experience started. So I did not have a good marriage, my second marriage.
Hopefully not your first one either because you got out of it
No,
too.
not that one either.
Okay.
My second one, we had split up, got back together, split up, got back together, yada, yada. He was encouraging me.
Ross and Rachel.
Yes. We were on a break several times. So he was encouraging me to go to nursing school. I don't want to go to nursing school. I want to go to hair school. And we had had our daughter. I had been the CNA, had Bethany. I was pregnant while I was still a CNA. That was hard, but had her, stayed home for a while, then went to hair school. And all the while, he is discouraging me not to go to hair school. You need to be a nurse. That's where the money's at. You don't need to waste your time playing hair, yada, yada. So I said a big fuck you. I'm going to hair school anyway. Took it upon myself to go to the guidance counselor at the community college where I went to hair school. Got my financial aid, full Pell Grants. So my plan was to stay with him long enough to finish hair school. And that way I would have a certification and have a way to support my children. But I didn't make it all the way through hair school before
Bye, Felicia.
I said, I'm leaving. So I did not work a job per se, but I had 4 kids while I was in hair school. So maintained a 4.0, made the dean's list, better than I had ever done in any kind of high school in my life, but I wanted it that bad. So,
That's how you make it happen.
Yep.
So I would get to the house I was staying at. I worked for a woman who had a night job. She worked as a bartender at night, and she had 2 children, 9 and 12 at the time. Mm-hmm. So on my way home, I would pick them up from aftercare. We would get home. I would do dinner, their homework, get them to bed. I would go to bed in the morning. I would get them up, get them ready to school, put them on the bus. I would go to school, and then on my nights off from them, when their mom had off, I would go be a waitress at a diner. Mm-hmm. So I would work there Friday night. I had to be at school Saturday morning. Saturday nights I had off. Oh. That was nice. And then Sunday all day I worked at the diner. And then Mondays we had off from school. I needed a little more money. And one of the guys there, big old cowboy man, he said, well, you can come work the stockyards.
Oh.
For anyone who doesn't know what a stockyard is, that is where livestock, cattle, horses, sheep, pigs, goats, it comes through and you buy them by an auctioneer. So I showed up at 5 a.m. that next day, and I was in pigtails. It was cold, so I had on my bright pink and black ski jacket because it was cold, and jeans of some sort. And they asked what I was doing there, and I said, "Oh, Big Jim. He told me I could come here." And so for the entire year of beauty school, that was my Monday job. I went and I helped tag cows and steers and bulls and heifers. And they were jerseys and they were Holsteins and they were Longhorns, and I had to learn all these things because I knew none of it. But it was lots of hours, and they paid like $13 an hour to be there. So it was a good little paycheck to have at that time. Nice. And I smelled of manure a lot. There were some cute cowboys that never paid me any attention, but they were cute cowboys. They were fun
to look at.
Yeah, they were nice to look at. And I definitely, I don't know, it wasn't a bad job. It was an interesting job. It took me a year to get my hair license, and then from there, I've just done hair. Yeah. That's, it's kind of been boring since then.
Exactly. Same.
Not
Actually,
really boring.
No. I take that back. So when I finished hair school, I went to work at the local mall, and I only worked there for about 3 months because the manager there was a psycho lady, mind you. Okay. So I had a lot going on in my personal life. I'm not going to go into detail, but I came in and told her I was pregnant. And she took a salon trolley and slung it across the whole salon. I know she hated children, even though she had one that she didn't raise. But so my husband, because by this time we need to do another video one time for our personal stuff, a little bit giving our story on that. But I had finished hair school while dating my now husband. But anyway, again, so after that happened, he's like, you got to get out of there. And I was like, you're right, because I was going to work every day sick feeling with butterflies in my stomach, oh my God, is this lady going to kill me one day? Because she was literally crazy.
Not dramatic.
I just stayed home. The summer that my now 14-year-old was not even 1 yet, she was turning 1 that summer, I worked at summer camp.
Oh,
yes. With, it was so fun. I felt guilty going to work every day. I got to go to the zoo. I got to go to water parks. I got to go to swimming pools. We went on all kinds of field trips. I was like, I am making money, and I got to bring my kids with me, the ones that were old enough to come. So it was such a fun summer.
Look at that.
And then after summer was over, then I got pregnant with my last child. So then when he was 6.5 months old is when I got my job I had before here. And I worked there for 8.5 years.
So we didn't really talk to you a whole lot about how we're cheerleaders. But the point of this was for you guys to get to know us a little bit better. We get to share some fun stories from our past. And then, you know, when we had people during that time that would say, like, you can do it. We know you're tired. You're this, you're that. Moms, sisters, friends.
True story. Yeah.
Teachers, whatever, you know. So we get to be that. And it's kind of fun to see people and going through their lives. And we can say, like, wow, remember when you were going through da-da-da-da? Now you've been in your career for 5 years or whatever. So that is a really loose tie back around.
Yeah.
Mostly we just want to talk about our fun jobs that we had before becoming a hairdresser.
But it's true, though. I mean, we did have cheerleaders and we did have discouragers. And a lot of times our clients have discouragers, so they come to us to be their sounding board, to be all different things, but really rooting them on. And it can become relatable. Being like, well, yeah, I did this, this, and this, and no one believed in me, but I believe in you, and you got this. So it kind of ties in a little bit. But yeah, so in a way, but yeah, so this is how we got to where we're at now. And cheerleaders, discouragers, whatever. But bump, toe touch. So
give us a toe touch or a like.
I'm not toe touching. I have a skirt on, but be sure and hit subscribe. Ding the bell.
We'll tag you guys. We'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.